A Waterboro man is accused of intentionally crashing his car into a side-by-side ATV Saturday that was being driven by a 17-year-old boy.
The York County Sheriff's Office says 50-year-old Jason Campbell called the police himself after the incident at about 5 p.m. Saturday at the intersection of Buff Brook Road and Lake Sherburne Road. The driver of the ATV, along with 2 other passengers, complained of minor injuries but refused medical attention.
Police say Campbell, who maintains the grade on the road, got upset, claiming the people in the ATV were, quote, ripping up the road. The ATV had damage to the right front tire and axle, rendering it unable to be driven.
Campbell was arrested and charged with aggravated reckless conduct. He posted a $500 bail and was released from jail. He is scheduled to be arraigned on November 12th.